Welcome to a journey through the heartbeat of history, the story of India, a land where ancient wisdom flows like the sacred rivers, where the echoes of sages whisper through the mountains, and where the sands of time carry the legacies of countless generations. From the sophisticated cities of the Indus Valley, where humanity first dreamed of urban life, to the mighty empires that rose and fell, shaping the course of civilizations, this is a saga of invention, resilience, and cultural fusion, a tale as vast and diverse as the land itself. India's story begins over 4,500 years ago in the fertile plains where the mighty Indus River breathes life into the land. Here, the ancient Indus Valley civilization took root, flourishing between 2500 BCE and 1500 BCE. In this cradle of human ingenuity, cities like Harappa and Mohenjo-daro rose, not as mere settlements, but as marvels of early urban planning. Their streets whispered the pulse of a thriving society, a place where traders, artisans, and visionaries laid the foundations for organized city life, complete with advanced architecture, complex drainage systems, and bustling marketplaces that echoed with the hum of commerce. These early pioneers set the stage for a civilization that would forever shape the course of history. As the mighty Indus cities fell silent, their brick walls reclaimed by the earth, a new chapter in India's epic saga began. The Vedic Age. Across the fertile plains of northern India, the Indo-Aryans arrived, carrying with them not just new languages and rituals, but the seeds of a timeless philosophy. It was a world where the verses of the Vedas, the oldest sacred texts of Hinduism, echoed through the smoke of ritual fires, their ancient Sanskrit chants weaving a spiritual tapestry that would endure for millennia. These early societies thrived in close-knit tribal communities, bound by kinship and tradition, yet restless for growth. They cleared forests, tamed rivers, and tilled the land, laying the foundations of a largely agrarian economy. It was in this era that the first whispers of the caste system took root, a social structure that would come to define the subcontinent's fabric for centuries. With each harvest, each hymn, and each tribe that rose to power, India's story grew richer, more complex, and ever more intertwined with the divine. As the dust of ancient conflicts settled and the great plains of India stirred with newfound ambition, a visionary leader emerged, Chandragupta Maurya. In 322 BCE, he forged the first major empire in Indian history, uniting the subcontinent under the banner of the Maurya dynasty. From the walls of his capital at Pataliputra, Chandragupta carved a realm of strength and strategy, his ambition stretching from the misty peaks of the Himalayas to the sunlit coasts of southern India. But it was his grandson, Ashoka, who would forever change the course of history. A warrior turned seeker, Ashoka's journey from conquest to compassion transformed him into one of the most celebrated emperors of all time. After the bloody Kalinga War, he embraced Buddhism, renouncing violence and championing the Dharma, a path of peace, tolerance, and moral righteousness. Ashoka's edicts, carved into stone pillars across the empire, carried his message of non-violence and unity, echoing through the centuries as symbols of justice and humanity. Centuries later, as the Mauryan legacy faded into the whispers of history, another golden chapter began. The Gupta dynasty, rising in the 4th century CE, would illuminate the subcontinent with a burst of scientific, artistic, and cultural brilliance, earning its place as India's golden age, a time when poets, mathematicians, and astronomers shaped the intellectual pulse of the world. As the sands of time shifted and the winds of change swept across the Indian subcontinent, a new era dawned, one defined by the clash and fusion of cultures. In 1260, the Delhi Sultanate emerged from the chaos of repeated invasions, its banners unfurling over the ancient lands, signaling the arrival of a powerful new order. The echoes of galloping horses and the clashing of swords filled the air as ambitious sultans carved their legacies into the heart of India. Yet, amid this turbulence, a remarkable cultural exchange blossomed. Persian poets mingled with Indian scholars, and craftsmen shaped the skyline with structures that defied time, their domes soaring high, their arches whispering of distant deserts, and their intricate patterns capturing the spirit of two worlds colliding. From the towering minarets of the Qutub Minar to the delicate latticework of tombs and mosques, Indo-Islamic architecture became a living testament to this fusion, a dance of stone and story where the artistry of India met the precision of Persia and the spirituality of Islam. It was a time of both conflict and creativity, a chapter where cultures clashed but also found harmony in their shared pursuit of beauty and power. In 1526, as the morning mist rose over the northern plains of India, a warrior from the windswept mountains of Central Asia crossed the fabled Khyber Pass. His name was Babur, a descendant of Genghis Khan and Tamerlane, a man driven not just by the lust for conquest, but by a dream of empire. With the roar of cannon fire and the clash of steel at the Battle of Panipat, Babur shattered the armies of the Delhi Sultanate, laying the foundation for one of the most opulent and enduring empires in history, the Mughal Empire. Under Babur's successors, the empire blossomed into a force that stretched across almost the entire Indian subcontinent. At its heart was Emperor Akbar, a visionary whose rule wove the many threads of India's diverse cultures into a single majestic tapestry. Known as Akbar the Great, he championed religious tolerance and administrative reform, creating a realm where scholars, artists, and warriors from every corner of the land found a place under his expansive shadow. And then came the age of marble and poetry, the reign of Shah Jahan. It was a time when love itself took form in stone, rising on the banks of the Yamuna River in shimmering white marble. The Taj Mahal, an eternal symbol of devotion and architectural genius, stands as a silent testament to his love for his queen, Mumtaz Mahal, and to the heights of Mughal artistry. The Mughals, with their blend of Persian elegance and Indian grandeur, shaped the very soul of the subcontinent, leaving behind a legacy that still echoes through its palaces, forts, and the whispers of history. As the once mighty Mughal Empire crumbled into the sands of time, a new power cast its shadow over the Indian subcontinent, the British. They arrived as traders, but soon tightened their grip, transforming India into the jewel of their empire. With every passing decade, the weight of foreign rule pressed harder, squeezing the life from ancient traditions and draining the wealth of a proud land. But India would not be silenced. From the narrow, crowded lanes of its ancient cities to the sunlit fields of its vast countryside, a whisper of rebellion grew into a roar. At its heart stood a humble man in a simple white dhoti, Mahatma Gandhi. Armed not with weapons, but with the unshakable power of truth and non-violent resistance, he sparked a movement that awakened a nation's soul. Through salt marches, spinning wheels, and the resolute voices of millions, India's spirit rose, demanding freedom and dignity. The long struggle reached its climax in 1947, but not without heartbreak. The price of freedom was the painful partition of a land once united, the birth of two nations, India and Pakistan, their fates forever intertwined by the blood and tears of partition. Yet, from that midnight hour when India awoke to freedom, the story of resilience and rebirth began anew, a chapter still being written, full of promise and potential. As the tricolor flag rose to the skies on August 15, 1947, a new chapter in the story of India began. A chapter written not by emperors or conquerors, but by the hands of its people. With independence came the daunting task of uniting a land as diverse as its landscapes, a land where 100 languages dance to 1,000 tunes, where every sunrise whispers the hopes of 1 billion souls. In the decades that followed, India embarked on an ambitious journey, embracing the ideals of democracy and secularism. It tamed the chaos of a newly divided land, lifted the plow to spark the Green Revolution, and opened its markets to the world with bold economic reforms. From the fertile fields of Punjab to the bustling tech hubs of Bengaluru, a nation once bound by the chains of colonialism stood tall, reclaiming its place on the global stage. And today, India stands as a testament to resilience and innovation, a land of ancient wisdom and youthful energy where the pulse of tradition meets the heartbeat of modernity. It is a place where history and progress walk hand in hand, writing a story that echoes across the world. As we close this chapter in our journey through time, let us remember that the story of India is far from over. It is still being written every day by those who dare to dream. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of India's past. If you enjoyed this journey, please like, share, and subscribe for more fascinating tales from history. Until next time, keep exploring.